Did your beer turn out cloudy? If so, here's the truth. There's only one way to fix that batch of beer. I'm going to share that with you, and then I'll show you how to avoid it in the near future. Big Rob with Make Beer Easy. If you're new to brewing, head over to my channel. Not my channel, you're on my damn channel. Head to my blog and sign up for my beginner tips boot camp. I'll put the link under this video. And of course, subscribe. All right, guys, here's the deal. There's a few reasons why your beer turned cloudy, which we're going to cover, and I'm going to teach you how to avoid that happening in the future. But your existing batch of beer, if it's cloudy and just murky as all get out, there's only one way. You're going to, regardless if you bottled it or kegged it, you got to let it sit 1 to 3 weeks at fridge temperatures. That's it. Or cold storage if you got a basement or what have you, cold storage down there. That's the only way. Let that sit for a while. We used to, when I owned my brew pub, we would have above all the taps, we would have a sample of just pour out, like in a little shot glass so people could see what it looked like. Because people were like, is it hoppy? Is it cloudy? What color is it? And we would do that. And it didn't matter if it was the murkiest NEIPA you could find. It would clear after time. And that wasn't even in cold temperatures. So time will clear it. Cold will speed that process up. So just tuck it away, forget about it for a while, and you will have clear beer. Now some beers, like the Juicies and the New England IPAs, are meant to be cloudy. So you're not gonna use what I'm gonna teach you here, and I do have notes because I like to make sure I cover all my bases when I'm talking to you guys. You're not going to do these things for those beers. In fact, you want to do the opposite if you want a hazy, cloudy, juicy looking beer. So there's 5 main reasons why a beer becomes cloudy. Number 1, yeast is still in suspension, which means you bottled or kegged it way too soon. We're going to talk about that in a second. You didn't cold crash. Cold crash, and we'll talk about that. Very important to do. I do it with every one of my beers. Poor fermentation temperatures is also the culprit. Protein haze is number 4. And again, not enough time, which is basically yeast still in suspension, but there's other things that go into not enough time. So we'll look at all these. Yeast still in suspension, too early. They're still basically as it sounds. So yeast, when it starts eating all the sugars, creating that wonderful oxygen, some CO2, it's all over your fermenter, okay? So it's floating around, dancing around, doing its deal, causing the explosions. Not the explosions, but the bubbling that we all love. We don't like explosions, but we love to see the action, okay? That yeast is still in suspension. So you can do grain to glass, and I've done videos on it. I used to do it myself, meaning from grain to drinking that bad boy in 4 to 5 days, but she's going to be a cloudy beer. You're going to have a lot of haze in there because the yeast has not had time to clean itself up and drop out of suspension to the bottom. If you give it enough time, 10 to 14 days, I always say, you're going to have the majority of the yeast, if not all, fall out of suspension. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, and of course I'm losing my spot, not cold crashing. So cold crashing is absolutely paramount for me. What that is, so we all know what lagers are. So lagers and ales, very similar except for different yeast used. But also the lagering phase of a lager is they take the beer after it's fermented and they lager it. They put it away for 6-8 weeks, however long. Not big into doing lagers myself because they take too damn long. I like to get the beer and get it into me. Yeah. So cold crashing is similar process, but for ales, but it's only 2 to 3 days. So you take your fermenter. I've got myself over there in the corner. If you've seen some of my other videos, I've got the old Danby apartment size freezer that I have an Inkberg controlling the temperatures that allow it to be at fridge temperatures. So I just put the whole fermenter in there, and you can see some of my videos on how to do it. Not a tutorial on cold crashing, but I put it in there 2 to 3 days. That causes, again, all the yeast, all the proteins, all the gunk, all the hop debris, everything else that's in there floating around to drop out of suspension. That's number 2. Every time I touch my screen, it decides to go right to the top again. Number 3, guys, is poor fermentation temperatures. What is it? Your beer was fermented too warm or is unstable. High temps stress the yeast out, which results in the yeast not settling properly. It'll also give you it'll give you the haze, and it'll also give you off flavors. Very simple to fix that. All you're going to do is put that bad boy, I'm talking the fermenter, in a temperature where you can maintain in the, I'll say mid 60s. I kind of like 62, but anywhere up to like 68. So mid 60s. Don't stress it. It doesn't have to be, 62 dialed right on. It can bounce around. This is Make Beer Easy, but you want it in that correct temperature. It'll make a big difference for you. Let's see if I can get this right. Number 4, protein haze. What is protein haze? It's basically the grain from the malt that is still suspended in the beer. So just like the hops, debris can be there, just like the yeast is still suspended, the protein haze is from the grain, bits, pieces, what have you, of protein from the grains that are still suspended in the beer. Why it happens, certain type of grains will actually cause it more, but it's completed by, it's caused by a few things. But again, you don't need to worry about it. Number 1, it's incomplete protein breakdown. You might not have had a decent cold break when you're boiling. So this is more with all grain beers than kits for sure. And of course you didn't cold crash. Your boil, I want to be careful with this. A lot will claim that it's because of a weak boil, but you just want a nice rolling boil, okay? So not just a couple bubbles, but also not, so kind of in between. You want a nice rolling boil, and that'll help with the process too. I don't even remember what number we're on here. Now let's take a look at what it is. Oh, another thing you can do with that is during the boil, have a nice rolling boil, like I said. Make sure you cool as quickly as you can, okay? So if you're into the old snowbank chilling is what we used to do. Take in the wintertime, take the kettle out and drop it in the snowbank. If you're into that, or you're letting it sit, or you're putting it in a sink and you're putting cold water around the kettle, that's going to be slower. Cooling it, you want it cooled as fast as possible. So you want to find a method that works for your system. And again, you can look at my site on the different types of chillers that are out there. And I've got actually a blog post. Maybe I'll post it under here. I think it's like 5 different ways to chill your beer. But you want to find a way that works with your system to cool the beer as rapidly as possible. You can also use fining agents. Okay, this will help with this problem. You can use gelatin. Okay, again, not going to get into it, but I have some blog posts. If you go check out my blog, how to add gelatin to the fermentation process to help drop out the proteins, etc. And also, you can use Irish moss, aka wort, that add with 15 minutes left in the boil. You just plop it in, and that'll help as well. Drop a bunch of the protein shite to the bottom. Not enough time. We already talked about this. So grain to glass, 4 to 5 days, you can get it done. But be prepared to have, most likely, cloudy beer. So that's what I got for you guys. The fixes are leave it 10 to 14 days. Even longer is fine. 3 weeks in the fermenter is wonderful. Let the yeast clean up. Cold crash that bad boy. Put some gelatin. Put some gelatin in there. And also, you definitely want to be using wort if you're into if you're into clear beer like I am. And patience, man. And again, if you're at the point right now, you've already got a bottle kegged and it's cloudy. Trust me. Just leave it packaged, put it in a place that's nice and cool, fridge temperatures. Week to 2, you're going to have clear beer. That's what I got, guys. Again, beginner boot camp, you can catch on my blog. If you've been brewing for a while or you're getting into all grain, I also give away my top 5 best-selling recipes of mine personally from my brew pub. And be sure to subscribe. Let me know if you got any questions. That's it. Big Rob. Well, he gone.